I think we're live. Can you see me okay? Everything sound okay? Who do we got? We got Terry. What's up? Hold on, I got a banner dropping in front of my face. Dude, now would be a good time to run an ad. You can run an inline ad right now. Why aren't you running an ad? I'm telling you, that shit's gonna go. The voluntary shit's going away. I promise you, it's gonna become involuntary. Where they're just like, well, you know what? We asked you nicely, and you wouldn't run the ad. That's where this is headed. I assure you. What's up, Nelson? Yeti Matzi, Strat CPO. We got Trolls, we got Matt, we got Scrap Dog. We got Johnny. Matt says sound is good, I believe him. We got Seth, we got Jay Whitty, funny ass guitar guy. Speaker, what's up, dude? Hey, your unit came in. I've been busy, but I finally got around to getting it ready, so it's sort of ready. You can probably pick it up tomorrow if you want. I've been on a tear with those systems, but you know, now it's sort of drying up because of the, you know, the import taxes. So got in with the getting was good. Still might go pick up a TV. Just because they're only $209, I have a feeling they're going to get more expensive, so better get it in now. Got Desert Dog, got Deanna, got Metal, Maniac. Trying to think of Midnight Maniac. Midnight Maniac. Got Uncle Deathy. What's up? Got Wendell. Got Herb Fireside Studio. How's it going? Got Phil from JP. What's up, buddy? Got OK Live. And I am just going to say, in spirit, we have Sassy Cat. You are missed. Let's give a shout out to Sassy. I got one Sassy Cat right there. I set a cat trap and it worked. Nailed myself a cat right there. Yes, I will raise I do have a coffee cup. Not really a glass or goblet, but, you know, it'll have to do. Yeah, we miss you, Sassy Cat. And CGS. Been 2 years. Just warming up. Just a warm up. Nothing fancy. up, Buzz? You going to the guitar show? A lot of my friends are there. I feel got a bit of FOMO going on. I feel like a lot of my friends went down to the show. What's the weather looking like down there in Dallas? Probably sunny, gorgeous. It's actually sunny and gorgeous here, but it's a little muggy. It's getting hot. Getting hot there, hot shot. So, you know, we'll... What's this Schecter field like? Like that. Right about there. They call it vintage, which is kind of funny because, you know, Schecter, yeah, this is vintage for them, but it's not a very big neck. In fact, I'd say it's even smaller than the, you know, it's certainly maybe a touch flatter in the back than the modern C from Fender. You know. Wow. No guitar show this year. Been spending too much on photo gear. Oh. Listen, everybody knows that you would be a master photographer, but that gear is holding you back. Oh, it's as old as photography. I have, you know, having gotten into the SLR world in like 1977, I think, with my first Pentax. It predated the K1000, which was a very popular, you know, sort of entry-level SLR at the time, the Pentax K1000. It predated that. It was like the no-name Pentax. But oh, you know, that's a deep hole. What's up, Mark? Pentax me super gang. And you had a K1000. It was a very popular entry-level camera. Yeah, what did I have? I had the Pentax, the no-name Pentax, and then my dad got a whole bunch of cameras. You know, typical of him, he bought like a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like you know, he was always buying things in bulk, because he would give up what he would feel like it was an overall cheaper price to get all of them. And, you know, it was something like Yashicas and shit like that, but a couple of Canon AE1s, at least 2 or 3 of them, including the sick-looking black one that I always liked. A Canon, either F2 or F3. I think it was an F3. I mean, Nikon F3. And a Canon, he had a bunch of AE1s. It was like 3 or 4 of those. Like 3 silver and 1 black. And I think he gave me an AE1. I used that for a while, but then I wanted that Nikon so bad. I'm like, you are not using it. And I like convinced my mother to browbeat him into like giving me the Nikon. And I wound up going to it had a problem with the timer, the self timer. And I went to, I want to say it was Levine's or Levine's camera repair on Dry Dock Ave in Boston. He was like one of the few places you could go and they could actually fix that camera. They had like some people on hand that could total fix anything. So I went there and they were inside another place. I can't remember. Or E.P. Levine was the camera place, and this was a place inside of E.P. Levine's, a separate place, like a separate, business, just for camera repair. So I went to the camera repair guy. He repaired the Nikon. But you're in a camera store. I wound up looking around, and I went all in on the new Canon EOS system. I got like the high tech on that camera was crazy. I picked up a Canon, like an EOS, and all in the lenses. I was all in, and that culminated with the AE2, that eye-controlled focus one, which was like sort of not their flagship model, but their flagship sort of like mid-tier model. And I want to say that was my last film camera, and then I went digital. Pentax Spotmatic circa 1960s into the 70s. It was a Pentax, but had no markings on it, had no number on it. It's like blank. It's just a Pentax. And I think you could get the identical camera. It looked identical in every way, and I think it might have been like Yashica or some shit. Hey, what's up, John? Frosted necks and ebony ports are nice. Oh, no, it's nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it is quite nice. I don't know if they make a lefty, though. I'd have to check the website. Has the brass circle inlays. And a very bright side dot, which I'm happy about because it's high contrast. Let me show you. Get the little slanted neck joint too. Kind of nice. Passed away. I got to grab this K1000. Yeah, very popular camera. Use Kodak film. God, I probably have some unused film around here somewhere. No way, it is actually John. Guitars with John Way. John and I have known each other since 1982. It was before I had my license. That would put it in 1982. All right, I'm getting caught up in the. What's up, Coots? Schecter. I don't even know her. Schecter. I never even touched her. time ago. I know. God, we haven't known each other a long time. I'm still trying to see if we can get Shane, my main man Shane, from down under. He's down in Australia. If he comes to Boston, we might pay you a visit. So far, he says he's gonna come. We'll see. You know how that goes. That's it. Major. There it is. Yeah. I know. Sorry, no righties. I know. That's right. You know, I found out from my last visit, you can still get a pretty good feel for a guitar just by flipping it over and feeling the neck. Right? Even if it is upside down. I mean, clearly, guys play up. There's at least probably a half a dozen players that play upside down. Right? Mono Neo plays upside down bass. You know, certainly, what's his name there? Most famously, you know, that guy with the upside down guitar, Eric Gales. James been doing vids of the hot one, Hot Tone. That is literally a lesson from John. He's like, yeah, I want you to play this this week, you know. He goes, that major scale, but I want you to play every other note. So and I was like, oh, sure, easy. And I was like, I totally could not do that. That was hard. It like breaks your brain a little bit, but then you get it down, and you know it sort of breaks through a little barrier, right? Now the choo-choo doesn't derail; it just keeps on chugging. Ho-tone, right? Hot ho. We'll get the single coil going. I saw some footage recently of AC/DC on the Midnight Special. I think doing Sin City. I think that's how Angus is playing it. This E, that B, that D, and that A. Oh, you think so? Thank you, John. I appreciate that. You know, I'm trying. I got something. I got that. I got that going for me. Gotta move my whole hand. Can't just do it with my finger. You know, but the thing is that used to be a lot faster. You know, as you get older, you lose that, and you lose the tremolo picking a bit. So I'm always envious of the older guys who can still tremolo pick. It's like if you don't use it, you lose it. And I think part of my secret is don't play too much. Don't listen. Let's not hurt shit. You're at the now you're to the point where you think you're gonna play 8 hours a day. Your body's gonna go no, and you know you're gonna be like pulling tendons out and like breaking fat pads and be like, oh my God. Go. Take it easy, take it light, You guys see the Mammoth tune this week? I think it's called The End. So, just off the top of my head, of course, Slash is in it. You can't miss him. Pretty sure you see Valerie in it. It is Danny Trejo is in it quite a bit. Isla Fisher is in it. And it is directed by, and I can't believe this, Robert Rodriguez. Holy shit, dude, that is a get. I mean, seriously, you got Robert Rodriguez to direct your goddamn video? That is shocking. Yeah. That's pretty good. The tune has both a tap and a slap section to it. I thought it was pretty good. It's sort of modern, pop rock without a doubt. Harmonies and sort of major keys in the chorus. Right? You get a little dark and minory around the verse and around the intro, but then when the chorus sort of pops around, you're kind of major. And I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, and be wearing wrist braces. I'll have like a big neck brace on. I can't even turn my head. Some of you will get that. I never played the PRS Archon amp, but PRS tends to make pretty good stuff. I'm sure it's good. Was that what is this? Was it supposed to be a Dusk to Dawn You know what? I didn't even put that together. I think you're right. I wonder if that was a little spoof on Dusk to Dawn, right? Because they're all turning it. And it feels like there was a little, nod to Michael Jackson. It's like, dude, that dude's a bit toxic now. The fucking, the bloom was off that fucking rose. I don't know. Michael Jackson is, I don't know. He's got, to me, some serious, negatives. When I hear Michael Jackson song, I hear the capital he used to, like, molest young boys. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, right? It makes sense, right? He did Dust to Dawn and Sin City, and he did, what was the double feature he did? Didn't he do a double feature with Zombie? Double feature Planet something, and like, God, I can't remember it now. It was like a total nod to like the old 70s like zombie films. You know? Oh, it's a pretty good it's a pretty good it's a pretty good tune. I thought it was good. And certainly it's a very technical tune. You know, that you're going to need a level of skill if you want to cover that friggin' tune, without a doubt. That's in an upper echelon. Planet Terror, thank you. Yeah, he's like, is this guy going to talk all night or no? What? Yeah, Grindhouse. Right, Death Proof. And then Death Proof, did that spawn Machete as a spinoff? Grindhouse double feature, right? And they had those horrible, like, plates at the drive-in, right? These like disgusting looking plates of food. Come to the drive-in and get, you know, it was like mac and cheese and, you know, like French fries. This guitar, I love it. One of the best I played. I like it. This has really grown on me. And you know what? It got just enough humid in the last like couple of days that the little sprouts on the side have already disappeared. Oh, the miracle of moisture. In fact, we were raining, but I think most of this rain is north and west of us. Yeah, but I thought they made a movie out of Machete. Machete was one of the phony trailers, and people wanted the Machete movie so bad they actually made the Machete movie. Right? I know, no fuegos. You never saw Cat in the Cat Trap? It does work. They can't resist it. See, we added a pillow plus the blanket, so it's extra squishy, and they're like, oh my God. Ooh. There's a lot of squishing and, you know, there's a lot of, ugh. Hold on, I'm just working the pillow. few flips around and I'm in. Just getting a new guitar every week. Demo reduced your gas. You know, it's not. It depends because you know now you're playing more guitars and you're like, well maybe I need one of these guitars. You know. But I have to keep telling myself, well, you're going to get another guitar to play. So, you know, what are you doing? So, I did have a guitar. Let me show you. Did I? No. I hope I uploaded this because I promised myself that I would upload these photos. Did I do it? No, son of a bitch, I don't see them. Oh, there they are. Holy shit, I actually did do it. Go figure. All right. So, this is let me give you a little tale. Let me give you a little tale. Now, I probably should have bought this guitar. Let's just put it this way. I probably should have bought this guitar because it is in exceptional condition. And it was at a really good price. But there was one thing, and we'll get to that in a second, that sort of held me off. And we'll get to it, and you'll see. So I see this on Guitar Center used. This is a 1979 Fender Silver Anniversary Strat. It is the 13th made. The serial number is 250013. Right. So those serial numbers started with 25, and then there was like 4 digits after that. Or 5 digits. I think it's 4 digits. So it's a pretty low number. In fact, it probably started out as a white and maybe got sent back. It is in goddamn perfect condition. They use this this thing to get rid of the background, and it knocks out the dots sometimes because it's not good. But I'm looking at this thing, and it is in like dead. This is one of the best examples of this I have ever seen. And it comes with the original hard shell case. And it also says that it comes with the sealed pack, right? Number 13. That is a lucky number right there. This thing is dead mint. And I've seen these in the low 2000s. And it still has the stickers on the back of the. This was a collector's piece. They wanted $16.99. $16.99. Now I had seen a bunch on there for well over $2,000. They weren't nearly as nice as this. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, my God, this goddamn thing is like dead mint. Right? Yeah, see, yeah, they 25. So 25 is the 25th anniversary. So if it's a 25th anniversary, it starts with 25. And then there's like 4 numbers after that. So 250013. 25001 is the first one, right? And so on. So I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, I have the money. I got the money ready to go. I could literally just throw this right on my friggin' debit card and have it sent to the house. And this is what stopped me. This was the sealed pack. And the first thing I see is Jackson. And I'm like, yeah, but Jackson wasn't with Fender in 1979. They bought them in 2002. This is their modern logo. Well, it's printed in 2000. Well, that makes a lot of sense right now. So once I saw that, I didn't know what to believe. Does it have the original case? I don't know. That idiot might think he got the original case, but he's a moron. He doesn't realize that if he thinks this is the original sealed pack, if the guy sold him that bill of goods, he was like, and it comes with the original sealed pack, and he was like, oh my God, right? And they're buying this thing. Although $16.99, what do I give a shit? That's still a pretty good price for that. But who knows if the case was going to be original? The original case would have been the ABS case for this model. I believe that was one of the first years they were doing the ABS, right? So, I don't know. It sold within a day. But I had that in my cart. And I chickened out. It literally does have that anniversary on the body. It literally says anniversary. You know, in case you had to ask. It's an anniversary. Happy anniversary. So why would I even be interested in this guitar? That's a great question, because these were kind of shit years. And in fact, this one was a particularly big debacle because the first run of these was in white, and the paint cracked and fell off, and a bunch of them got returned, and they had to stop production, and they had to switch to the silver color. A Porsche silver is what they used, and that did stay on the guitar. But a lot of them turned green. A lot of them turned gold. And a lot of them got, what do they call that? Orange peel, right? They orange peeled because they might have just gone right over the goddamn white. So that is clean. When I tell you that, I cannot even impart to you how goddamn clean that is. That is ridiculously clean. And it was $16.99, which again, that's a pretty good price for that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And I saw this, and I went, dum dum dum. No. It stopped me in me tracks, it did. Isn't it pronounced Porsche? No, just like my Toyota. I'm sure that guitar weighed a ton too. Those were heavy ash guitars those years. Really heavy. Heavy ash. Oh, the ash. I have the web up. I think. I think Epiphone, yeah. Epiphone released some new guitars. Some new inspired by Gibson. I think that first run was very successful for them. Kind of like that white Firebird. Pretty good. No, I'm just saying, people are talking. Yeah. No, I like it. And I like this new Bourbon Burst. I thought that was pretty hot. 59 Bourbon. It's got the right headstock. I'm just saying. Oh my God. Dudes, you seeing that? You seeing what I'm seeing? That's Wings, bro. That's Paul McCartney and Wings right there, bro. That's nice. They went wingy. They all went wingy on you. Look at that. Wings. Never thought to see the day. I did it. The son of a bitch did it. You maniacs. Oh, yeah, I got the gold top. Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, look. They're going wings on you. That's unbelievable. That is crazy. Crazy. But, no scarf trimming. And some people might not like that. I kind of like scarfies. They're very stable. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like it. Right, those had already been out. Certainly the Hendrix had been out for months now. I know, it's like this. Geez, I like this new Firebird. Did I get it? I missed it. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. That's nice. That is nice. I'm just saying, people are talking. A nice looking guitar right there. And I think, yeah, so it's going to have Gibson USA pickups, CTS pots, Mallory. You know, that's 90% of it right there. Just getting all the right electronics. You know, that's where they save money. So by using all the same electronics, trust me, the sound is going to be a lot closer than the Gibson people would like to admit. But I assure you, there's no magic there. Listen, there's no trick to it. It's just a simple trick. That looks nice too. I tell you, I like this round. I think they're looking pretty good. Pretty good. More wings? Yeah? Oh my God. It's shocking. But well, we're officially there. I'll get one of these, do it for a Guitar of the Week. Watch heads explode in the comments. It will never be a Gibson. Okay, all right, calm down. Someone get this guy a tissue. Jesus. Hate to see a grown man cry. I'm looking good. I think that looks hot. It looks like real mother of pearl inlays, which I appreciate. That's I think it looks nice. I think it looks real nice. Sure. Yeah. That actually looks nicer than I you know, that's real nice. Like that, like the LP. You know, I think I like the bourbon. I think the darker burst over the lighter burst. Like the SG. Love that new freaking white Firebird. Jesus, that's hot. Now, who else? Someone else had new guitars this week. I got emails. PRS, I think. I think PRS. Was it a new CE line? Yeah. Yeah. So they came out with a new CE line with the limited edition finishes. Not gonna lie, that's pretty hot. And I like the hollow birds. It's nice, understated. It's beautiful, beautiful looking guitar right there. Limited edition. Phase 3 locking tuners. Pretty good. Any more pictures? Satin nitro on the back and gloss nitro on the... Yeah. Okay, satin nitro on the neck. High gloss nitro on the body. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, does that look glossy to me? I was like, that's not satin. What you talking about, Willis? Oh, yeah, that's nice. You got your black amber. That's hot. Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's a little washed out. That's hot. I might say that I like that one Of these 3, I mean, of these 5, Carol Blue, yeah. That's too, it's too light. It's too sky blue. That's nice. That's, I think I like the dark edge. I think I like the look of that more. I like the difference, right? Even this has a tiny bit of an edge going on to it. But that's hot. That's hot right there, hot shot. I like that. Sign me up. Related products, no. The best one is the opening volley, though. That one. That's sweet. That one was hand-picked. It's pretty hot right there. It's nice. I'd totally hit that. All right. Let me see if I can find... Ibanez is so bad that whenever they come out with something new, it's never on their website. They're never that nimble. It's always on their freaking Instagram. And I know, yeah, here we go. I think this is new. It's a new finish for the AZ called the Vermilion Red. I think it looks pretty nice. And then they had, this guy is showing off. This is their newest acoustic with a Sitka spruce top. So kind of nice. Anyway, what else? Is there anything else that Ibby? Not off the top of my head. I feel like I'm missing something, though. I feel like there was another announcement, and I just... Anyway, if you can think of something, let me know. So, where did the favorite come in? I think the favorite was journalism. Where did how did the favorite horse finish? In the top 5? Thoughts on the Giacomo Terra stuff? If you are, building a career off of the works of others, eventually you will be found out. So, he seemed like he was pulling it off, or maybe he's faking it. I'm not really sure, but it seemed like he was really playing. But it's just probably, like a lot of people were saying, heavily edited. In other words, you work through each little bit. I would say worse than that, dude. And again, he was putting, he wasn't giving the credit like he was supposed to. And, you know, it's that whole thing, though. How many channels out there are just based on stolen video, right? Yeah, it's compilations. It's like, please, you just steal content. Right after Jeff Beck died, a dude put out a video totally made by AI, where an AI voice was literally reading the obituary from the London Times. Like, literally zero effort. Other than having that all get put together and uploading it. So, it's just like, you know, if you can play, just do that. Right? And it seems like you can play. So, you know. So journalism came in, wow. Came in a second. So close. They weren't that far off. You know, if it came in like fourth or fifth, it'd be like, who's placing these odds? Yeah, selling other people's tabs. You know, a dude called me out for playing a Chinese guitar one time, and I went to his channel, and he was basically selling tabs for Zeppelin songs. I said, are you seriously calling me out for playing a Chinese guitar? I'm literally saying it's Chinese. Well, you're selling the tabs for others? He goes, yeah, but I'm the one who wrote out the tabs. I go, it's other people's music, no matter which form. You think you can just sell sheet music of other people's music? Yeah, you try that shit and see how far that goes. And he deleted his comment, his original comment. He went running like a pussy. I was like, yeah, okay, go on. No, selling the tabs that's the worst. It really is. And then you wonder if he's even like analyzing those tabs, or if it's all being done by like some sort of AI. Because machine learning is getting way, way better at transcribing. Right? Eventually, transcriptions will take seconds and they'll be perfect. So did he say his playing was bad? Rick? I forget. I don't know. Adam Neely had a very long and, basically wrote a video essay on it. I thought, he got into it. But the bottom line is, just do your own shit. What you can't copyright is music theory, which is why so many, everyone comes out with a theory book, because nobody can own that, right? Music theory is like nobody owns the dictionary, right? So all you're doing is trying to present the material in a clearer manner, in a more logical way, something that you think might connect with people where other people's methods haven't connected. But it's all the content doesn't change. The content is the same. So no problem. Nope, no problem. If you want to show 10 ways to use triads more efficiently, no one can call you out and say, I had a video about triads. Yeah, no shit. Who cares? But when you're selling other people's music, other people's melodies, other people's, songs and, tunes, a tune is a musical piece that it doesn't have a vocal part. A song is one that does. So there's songs and tunes. Yeah, that's a problem. That's just straight up stealing. And just because it's not in audible form, right, you're not playing it, or it's not in the traditional written form, just because it's in tablature form, doesn't make it, right? Just like being in digital form doesn't magically break copyright. Rick said he wouldn't put it out because he couldn't play well enough, really. And so did he think the guy was just having a bad day or was just too nervous around Rick, which could happen. Rick's listen today was on Triad, sure. Sure. I had to make that last fret up. Yeah, there's a few triads for you. G major, E minor, C major, D major. The time is high. Right arm. Right? And which is also the same as right, that. Right? Literally the exact same progression in every way. Has got a rumpy butt. She likes that Ace of Base song. That'll get her every time. She's like, oh, he's playing my song. And then she walks over like the AT&T lady with a couple of friggin' couple sports drinks. You could also play this here. Or you can play it here. I did it here because you get that, you really get that leading, you know. I know. I think Ace of Base is 90s, and I want to say Tide is high. Is that 80 or 81? I want to say that's 78 or 79. When did that's Blondie, right? Can't sing in her range. Ace of Base is 93. That sounds about right. Up here 32 years ago. I was still in school. It is 2025, and you got to admit the modern music, it's, you know, not a lot of guitar going on in there. Except for the Mammoth tune, of course. But most of your big hits are, remember, those were pretty big hits. The most of your hits today are synth or, quite frankly, acoustic. Acoustic it always comes back around again. They're like, yeah, we'll have a guitar, but it's got to be like acoustic. So did you, anyone check out any of the Sting 3.0? It's a live release by Sting. And I gotta tell you, Dominic Miller is sounding really good. I think he's going straight through some big processing rig, because it's in stereo, and goddamn if it doesn't sound awesome. And I feel like he's going through like a fractal or something. It sounds killer. And he's switching up the sound so much. It really does sound amazing. One thing I did notice is I was playing along with a few of them. They're tuned down a whole step, and on a lot of the tunes. So like, is really where would it be? Would be so instead of A, it would be G, right? Down a whole step. Now I'm not sure. I think they just tuned down a whole step, because they're hitting some pretty low notes. When they did Roxanne, it was only off by a half step. So some tunes not so much, but a lot of the tunes I was like, oh holy shit, that's low. They're easily down. I think it's just so Sting doesn't blow his voice out. He has admitted, he goes, you know, I should have chosen my keys more carefully. He goes, yeah, some of those they're kind of high for me now. Yeah, don't worry, be happy. That's also, he hated that song. It haunted him, but it could do to friggin' put you in a higher tax bracket, you know. The gay dude who got his stomach pumped, are you talking about Rod Stewart? That was invented by an agent that he fired. He fired his agent, and the agent, or a publicity guy, and the agent got back by starting that rumor. That rumor actually had some legs to it, right? And but it was completely made up by a jilted agent. Yeah, Z. I know, just honest agent, get out of town. Yeah. Well, he fired the agent, and then the agent concocted the rumor because he was angry. He wanted to get back at him, wanted to destroy his career. Oh, you are such a chunky chunks. Got the chunky chunk. Oh God, she is you are a big furry meatball. So I had a crazy busy week, but I got a lot of shit accomplished. So checked off a lot of boxes this week. You know, I got those tires recently. The friggin', you know, I spent an extra $250 to have every single one of those radios swapped out for a brand new radio, including the spare. But my God, I couldn't get the tire light to come out. I had checked it. It was down a tiny bit, but not that much. I filled it back up again. And it was fine. The light went out, and then the light came back on again. I was like, oh, geez, what the hell is going on here? And then a few days ago, I went out there, and the tire was almost flat. I put the friggin' pump on it. It was reading 7.5 pounds. I'm like, oh, no, there's a problem. I literally went right into the house, right online, and scheduled an appointment like a couple of hours from then with Costco. And I went there, and they have a 5-year road hazard warranty. Like, no matter what happens to the tire, if it won't hold air, they'll fix it or replace it. So I went there, and it takes about 90 minutes, you know, for them to go through the whole spiel. So I went inside, and I was just walking around like forever, looking at everything. I got, I think, 12,000 steps that day. I had a couple of days this week where I had like 12,000 steps. So I'm walking around looking at a bunch of crap. And then finally I went over to the pharmacy because my doctor made me wear a mask the last time I was there because I didn't have a recent COVID shot on record. I'm like, aren't we over this? He's like, no. He goes, I have too many elderly patients. If you don't have an up-to-date COVID, he goes, I got to make you wear the mask. So I went over there. And of course, it's 100% free because it's covered by my insurance. So she's like, I can shoot you right now. I'm like, sweet, let's do this. So I got my COVID shot. That goes into my record, so I don't have to wear a freaking mask the next time I go to the doctor. And then my tire was done. They said it was a nail. I said, oh, okay. They said, I'll fix. And it has not gone down so far. We will see. We will see. But so far, so good. So I got my tire fixed and the COVID shot. And she's like, all we have is Pfizer. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I just need something on record. So I don't have to wear a mask when I go to my goddamn doctor. And she's like, yeah, you're cool. You're all set. So I got that done. And then something else going on, too. Yeah, well, I'm like one of his youngest patients. He mainly does elder care. You know, this guy is 83. I keep waiting for him to retire, but doesn't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. I usually get the flu one in the fall, and I have not really had real bad flu. Really, since the worst one I had, it's not even close. The worst one I had was I came back from NAMM, and I was feeling a little under. And the next day, they called me from my office, and they said, "Hey, you literally have to come and take these are like mahogany desks. They were switching to a whole new decor. These desks, I am not even kidding right now, are like $2,500 a desk. And they had the whole front desk with the upper hutch and everything. They're like, take whatever you want. and I had to go there with the minivan, and it was right after NAMM. It was cold. It was wintry. Had to get all that shit down the. Couldn't use the main elevator. You had to bring everything back and get it down the service elevator, and like out. It was a huge job that I had to do with the maintenance people there to get those desks out. And god damn, were those nice desks. Just so nice. And still using one of them to this day. And that did me in. Oh my God. I was so sick for like weeks. For like a good 2 or 3 weeks. I was coughing so bad. Holy shit. That was like the worst. I can't remember being... That was really bad. But yeah, I really don't, you know, and of course the one year I went there and I got the norovirus, right? I got the stomach bug and was like, you know, puking and shit and pissing out my ass. Oh, my doctor isn't, you can't dispense. Right? You can only go to like CVS, who wasn't covered by my insurance plan. I think Rite Aid, but they're all closed around here. A lot of them have closed down. And Costco, which, you know, I was already there. So I was like, you know, let's check some boxes here, bro. let's do this. Doctor tell you it took me a year to get another doctor. It is tricky. It is tricky to get a new doctor. Exactly. I mean, I was sick and stuff, but god damn it, I got that desk. It's real nice. It is really nice. And the matching printer cart, which is all mahogany. It is, I mean, it's real. This stuff is solid wood. It is gorgeous. You know, these people, it's a financial services firm. And so they had to have a certain look. Yes, quite. Yes. What's your opinion of Taylor Swift? I think she's probably the biggest star today, right? People go from me because I listen to more Taylor Swift than my classic rock. You know, she's got a formula that works. It's connected with a lot of people. And I admire her for, you know, screwing over those guys who, you know, screwed her out of her record, her masters, right? She wanted to buy her master tapes, and they dicked her around and wound up selling it to like Scooter Braun. And she was like, "Oh, really? Okay. You know what? I'm gonna come. Let me destroy the value of what you just bought. How much did you pay for that? Let's see if you get your money back on that." I went and re-recorded all the songs, Taylor's version, and put that out and completely undermined them. They literally have changed record contracts now to say that you're not allowed to do that. She literally changed the industry. Because they were like, people were like, holy shit, wow, that totally invalidates the value of our content, right? But the record label owns those masters, not you as the artist. And that's a tough pill to swallow sometimes. And so I was like, good on you. Beat the system. Give them hell. And again, they changed record contracts to account for that. That's how much influence she's had in the industry. Like, you won't make a re-recording You agree for all of eternity and forever in every place in the universe, throughout the entire universe, right? The ridiculously, enlarged language, that you will never re-record the materials, right? Because she totally fucked him on that, and you know what? Good for her. Yeah, you totally dicked around. She said that there's differing accounts, but she said that it was all promises. Oh, you'll be able to, at least make a bid on them, and they just sold them out from under her, and just did a backdoor, private deal. And she was like, "Oh, really? Okay, well, let's see how that goes." So I was all with her on that deal. Yeah. Her dad worked for Merrill Lynch. Yeah, that, what's her name? Megan Trainor. See, I got Taylor in my mind. You can't get Taylor out of my... I'm like, Megan Taylor? No, that doesn't sound right. Megan Trainor. She's had a bunch of hit singles, and she's written a bunch of songs for other people. Kind of moved to Nashville, kind of became a, songwriter. And she was from Nantucket, and trust me, people around here can vouch for it. You don't live on Nantucket unless you have a few bucks. There's very few cheap, not a lot of cheap housing on Nantucket. Silver Sky or the Nick Johnston, they're kind of different. The Silver Sky has a deeper profile than this, right? A more rounded profile. And it's a thicker neck, without a doubt. But some people might like that. I really like the pickups on the Silver Sky. I thought they sounded amazing. These pickups sound really good too. I would probably go with this. I like the smaller neck, and I like the humbucker option that can still go single coil, so it's probably more versatile. And it's got locking tuners, where the Silver Sky did not have locking tuners. So, like, you got the humbucker. You can go humbucker if you need to. You got the locking tuners. It's roasted maple, which might be, a little bit more stable than just the regular maple. But that Silver Sky sounded awesome. I really like those pickups, and I really like the playability of that guitar. But, you can get that Silver Sky on a good day for like $4.99, maybe $5.50. I don't know where these are used. Are they? Can you get one around the same money? Can you get one? What the hell? I'll have to dig it out later. Google seems to have rolled out. Oh, there it is. There it is. They're rolling out new features. Features I don't want. I forget what the hell I was looking for now. Son of a bitch. I was going to see what the used price for the Nick Johnston was. Let's see. Again, not new, used. Huh. Interesting. I'm searching for... So I just went to Guitar Center and I searched for Johnston. And as I type in Johnston, one of the things that come up is Nick Johnston, which I didn't click. I just said, no, I hit enter. It corrected Johnston to Johnson and gave me 4 results. When I type in Johnston and then go down and click Nick Johnston, I get 36 matches. Guys, you have seriously broken this website. It has gone completely to shit. Anyway, all right, because now they unified all the search through one engine. We might have it new. Who gives a shit? No, I'm not here to buy something new. I'm here to buy something used. And they're like, oh, you can just check off the used box. So it looks like it's the same money. So if you look at, like right here, $4.99, right? Those are 3 singles, but you get the idea. $4.49. There it is with the humbucker. That's the expensive one. They got a humbucker one. Yeah, like this kind of like what, $700 though. It gets up there. That's 3 singles. That's 3 singles. They're $5.99 if you can go with the orange. 3 singles. That's 3 singles. No, that's the USA custom or whatever that is. Their custom shop. Schecter, Japanese. Was Schecter out of Japan? I forget now. Germany? Feels like a German name. Schecter. $649. Kind of like what I'm playing here, except different color. No, $8.99. That's up there. Got a few though. $5.99 with the humbucker. $664. That's 3 G's. Oh, look at this from my buddy John. They even have a lefty. Yeah, it's a beautiful. It's in the atomic coral. Oh, quite nice. Right there, bro. So, around the same money. Forget it now. He goes up like a minor third or a whole step. It might be a whole step. Really, Schecter's a USA brand? David Schecter opened Schecter Guitar Research, a repair shop in Van Nuys, California. Wow. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out. I have scored on Guitar Center used. I have scored big. So I bitch about them, but the bottom line is that I can just imagine some of the crazy scores that have happened on that site. Having missed out on, Gibson USA SG standards in ebony for $399. It was probably supposed to be $699, but the 3 and the 6 are like right next to each other. Sounds pretty good. That's that, right? Oh, I got a tiny bit left. And if you don't like your guitar sound of purchase, you can return it without any hassle. Try doing that on Reverb. Exactly. And the prices tend to be a lot lower. Like a lot lower. A lot of times when I see a decent price on Reverb, it has some catastrophic break that they just gloss over. Like the guy with the hairline crack on the headstock with the giant wood screw through the back of the Ovation. I'm like, geez, that looks really nice, and that's a really good... Oh, it's got a snapped headstock with a wood screw through the back of it. In that context, the guitar is triple what it should be selling for, right? If it's in the context of a gorgeous mint guitar, but if it was gorgeous and mint, it'd be tacking $1,000 on this, right? So, we'll see what happens with Reverb, but... I don't like buying guitars on there, but goddamn, I love selling them. Miss Daddies, yeah. Who was that? Fred Bramante. Yeah, the only thing that sucks is that there was a place in Danvers called Steve's. And Steve's was doing quite a business. And Fred Bramante went in there, the owner of Daddy's, went in there and said, well, I want to buy the place. And he, opened up to show him the books. And when Fred saw how much business he was doing, he said, I can just open up a place here. I don't need to buy your place. You're doing enough business. There's room for another store. And just opened up a store, literally right next to him or right down the street from him on that strip on Route 1 and Saugus. And kind of put Steve's out of business. And it always came off as a bit of a dick move by Fred to basically, like a lot of people said, Steve should have never showed them the books, but he thought he was legitimately, Steve was looking to maybe retire and thought he had a legitimate buyer with a guy who had a bunch of regional stores and was looking to expand. Showed him the books, and he said, "Oh, there's enough business, millions of dollars worth of business here. I can just open a store, and there'll be enough, It was, and then the other one was the dude. He had hit the lottery, right? Isn't that what happened? The guy with Mars Music. He said, I'm going to start, and I remember going to the Mars Music, I want to say it was in Cambridge, Mass, or Charlestown, or Somerville. I forget. But it was it was close to the highway. And I remember going to that Mars Music, and it was that store, you never saw a store so packed. They must have had 40 freaking Les Pauls. I had never seen that kind of stock. Right? I mean, they were loaded. And he went under pretty quickly. Mars did not last. Mars Music, my God. flamed out so quickly. So where was the Mars in Natick? Were they at Chopper's World? Were they? They had to be on Route 9, right? Are they where the Guitar Center is now? On Spain Street? Yeah, I do. I have heard a Jet, but I don't know if I have a way to get a Jet guitar here. Yeah, Etsy was sold. Etsy sold Reverb to the primary investors in Fender. God, I can't think of the name of the group, but it's based out of like a. They started as a car dealership in Hawaii, I think, right? And then they got into investing in a whole bunch of different, companies and. So it was on Route 9. It was across from the Natick Mall. Okay. When Mars Music liquidated auction, a lot of its gear showed up all over the East Coast, I'm sure. You have a Mars Music Direct box, yeah. Yeah, they were for a little bit, man. They expanded so quickly, millions and millions of dollars, and they opened up. Oh, geez, it was a few locations. It had to be at least a half dozen more. They had at least 2 in Massachusetts. I knew the one in Natick, and then there was one in, I forget if it was Cambridge or Somerville. It was it on the McGrath-O'Brien Highway? But I remember going there because they're the only place that had the card for this unit. I wanted this is back before, I mean, you could do mail order, but that took forever. I wanted the card, the PCI 822 card that that this used over a TDIF cable, which kind of looked like a printer cable. It went over this TDIF cable, this oversized serial bus, into the computer, and I could get my my digital recording up to 8 channels, 8 discrete channels, kind of like ADAT. But ADAT took over, and so that became a sort of a standard, and TDIF was dead. So it was gone pretty quickly. But I went to Mars to get the TDIF card. Could not get it to work. Went crazy. Called them and said, hey, this card isn't working, man. And they were like, well, if you can't get it going, said I might have to return it and get another one. And I think I drove all the way back, swapped it out for a new card. They only had one other one in stock, pretty rare, item. Swapped it out for the other one in stock, got it home, and that one wouldn't work. And I finally emailed the company Tascam, and they were like, yeah, the included driver slipped past our strict quality assurance. Oh, go on. And they're like, so what's your email address? I'm gonna email you the right driver, like an updated driver. Okay. Emailed me the driver, and it worked. So I called Mars and explained the situation. I said, listen, that card you have there is not bad. It just comes with the driver that's included in the box. Literally doesn't work. So just have them, and of course this is before like websites were completely everywhere and you could just go and download the driver. He literally emailed me the driver. Oh. You don't remember Mars? Yeah, they were, well, you know what? If you blinked, you missed them. How long were they around? 3 years? Right, did they have a Mars? They probably did have a Mars card. Because everybody got into the card business, right? Yeah, Hawaiian car dealership conglomerate, yeah. Still have an old Mars Gears catalog? Yeah. A bit of a collector's piece now. You know, they are long gone. They are long gone. How to make Mars fair with his lawsuit? I don't know. I haven't really followed it. You know, those things take a long time to win through the court, so could still literally be in litigation. Civil matters take like forever. Man, I've been riding around. I filled my car up with, you know, styrofoam. I try not to just throw it straight in the trash. I try to bring it up. They have a place at the dump. They have giant, you know, bins where you can dump, you know, styrofoam. They won't take, like the foam. It has to be polystyrene, not a polyfoam, right? But there's plenty of polystyrene out there. And God, I had so much of it, but I had it in my car, and I'm driving around, and my God, it's in the way back, but it is squeaking, that styrofoam squeak. I'm like, oh, today I had to go to the dump. I said, I can't go another week. Listen to this goddamn styrofoam back there. And I went to the dump today and dumped it all off. Oh God, it's so good. And I wound up going back, and they have a giant compost pile. It's like black gold. This stuff is black as black can be, and it's really good. And so I picked up some of that because it's a lot cheaper than going out and buying friggin', you know, dirt, having loom delivered. Loom. Yeah, extra collision protection. I guess if I got rear-ended. You ever see Mystery Science Theater? Do the spoof on Buddy Rich. Supposed to, he's just in silhouette, but he's supposed to come out and do a little drum number, and he just comes out and like berates them all. And he's like just total jerk. They're like, okay, all right. All right, thanks, buddy. The year after I left, Buddy Rich played my high school. And I knew a drummer who got to meet him. He's still drumming to this day. And one of his great stories is I got to meet Buddy Rich, you know. Just fertilizing the seed of your lawn. I put down a little bit of seed and a little bit of the compost today. I covered the rest up in the tarp because I don't want it to get too wet. Right, it's already pretty wet. So they're in buckets. I have the big 5-gallon buckets. I grabbed 4 buckets today of it, which is good. Kind of have to make, if you want to make a good concoction up, I feel like 1 part, like if you want to level the lawn, I feel like 1 part compost, 1 part sand, you know, the play sand, and then maybe you know, 1/3 of those and just pure grass seed, and just throw that all down as a mix, and then use a ground leveler to level it all out, and you should get some action. But it's a little tough now to plant because it's going to get so hot. I find that if I plant now, over the summer it'll get burned. So I tend to plant in late August. You know what I did? I didn't fill up the back seat, but you know, it's an SUV, right? It's a hatchback SUV. So what I wound up doing is I like to buy those moving blankets from Harbor Freight. They're like literally like $3, $4 for a freaking moving blanket. So when they're on coupon like that, I'll just leave it in the back of the car. And so I open it up and I spread it out and I throw the buckets back there. Then when I fill the buckets up, it's all spread out. I just put it on top of the moving blanket. Now dirt does fall out a little bit. You can't get perfect with it. But once I get the buckets back out of the back when I get them home, those 4 buckets, once I got them all out, I just lifted the blanket and took it out, shook it out, and threw it back in. It was good to go. But I wouldn't just put I wouldn't just put it back there because I feel like if it got into the rug, it would like really get into the rug. You know, it'd be tricky getting that out. And I don't want to put plastic in there because plastic is too frictionless, right? Doesn't have enough friction. I find the moving blanket's good. Best time to plant a lawn in New England is August. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Anywhere, I think after maybe the first week, usually second, third week, fourth week. Some people like to do it the first week of September, but I think it's a little late by then. I think you get I think late August, mid to late August is really the best time because the ground is nice and warm, you know, and a lot of weed cycles have already gone through, right? Because it's already gone past the peak of summer, and now the sun is waning, and so you have some room, and so you can go out there, do a little core aerating, and then lay down some seed, and do an overseed, and then do what I really need to do. I really got to level my I guess I use the blowers too much. That makes your lawn very lumpy as it carves out like grooves in the lawn. And so what I'd really like to do is get out there and get it to be nice and flat, and you do that with sand. Sand is still the #1 way to level a lawn. So you do usually sand and dirt, or most you can just use sand, but I feel like a sand and dirt combo is probably pretty good. You got the sand part covered. It's almost all sand. Yeah, we don't have a lot of sand. Luckily, we don't have a lot of clay around here either, because clay is really tough to work with, But, we're getting there. The house needs so much done. Like, where do you even start? But I feel like getting rid of that decorative fencing last year, that has really cut off the leaking in a major way. That work I did out on that roof has totally sealed it up. And so now I got to get to replacing those rotted boards. There's a bunch of stuff I need to do around the house. Clear up, with the way the water drains. And, God, it never ends. It never friggin' ends. You got clay on the Cape, yeah. Long Island, you're all sand. I can see that, right? Basically a giant sandbar. Colorado, you have bentonite clay. Oh, God, clay is like, that's really, really hard, to work with. Because it's so dense. And there's no place for the water to go, right? That's why you have to build above the clay, because if you sink it into the clay, there's no way for the water to drain. It's going to come in your basement, because it's like you've sunk a foundation into cement. It is it's tough. That's why you don't see a lot of homes, that dig into the ground, because #1, it's hard to extract the clay, and 2, if you do get a heavy rain, you're likely to get a flooded basement. 3 times expansion when wet. Oh yeah, well that'll crack your foundation and be friggin' ruined. So you have to everything's got to be above ground level. So we'll see. I got so much done in the yard today, the week. We had some beautiful days, super dry, gorgeous sunny days. I was like out in the yard pretty much all day. Now it got humid. Humidity's creeped up. The dew point was, 32. Now it's like 62. So that's a lot more moist. A lot more. It'll be only a matter of time before I just stay in the basement. I am not coming upstairs. Ugh. Mouse the Born Bridge is dirt and rocks. The rocks we have are pretty crazy too. I have a lot of, that's the other thing. Like, how do I get rid of rocks? They won't take them at the dump. I got no place to really put them in my yard. My yard is so friggin' small. I just want to let them free. Let the rocks free. Wouldn't you want to play with other rocks, like in the woods? But it's like, where can you go and just dump a shit ton of rocks? It's like I'm building up all these rocks. I got no place to friggin' put them. So, I don't know. I have the trailer. I'd like to just load up the back of the trailer with, 40 semi-large boulders, and, between the size of, say, a baseball and basketball, and, let them, they should be free roaming, free range rocks. Yeah, thank you, Retro Puffer. Free Ranch Rocks. Thank you. So, yeah, exactly. I'll be in the basement playing guitar with him in a box, sell him his pet rocks. You know, you might be onto something there. Try Miracle Grow plant food on the lawn. We do want to do, my dad said he just had some work done by these guys. He said they were there, he goes, for 2 hours one day. He goes, I was like, okay. He goes, but then he goes, and they did all the cutting and all the stuff. He goes, but then they sent a crew the next day. He goes, they were on their knees. He goes, through all the beds. He goes, they pulled all the weeds out. They mulched all the beds. And he goes, they were there for 6 hours. He goes, so 6 hours that day and 2 hours the day before. He goes, they charged me for all of the work. He goes, $800. He goes, that's pretty good. I'm like, yeah, that is good. Build a stone wall. Those are all the rage around here. If you go to the hoity-toity towns, you will see the stone walls. Oh, of course we have a stone wall encapsulating our estate. No, you see the stone walls, man. That is hard work. That is hard work. My dad's 91. He can't go do it. The one thing he is flush with cash. So he's like, I saw him today at Home Depot. They were buying flowers. Called Ha-Ha Walls, yeah. Yeah, Mother's Day soon. We're going to the same place we went to Easter for. We're going to go a little later in the day because, like my sister pointed out, we went at like peak time for Easter, and it was so busy that it felt like it made my mother a little nervous because there was so many people that she feels like she's going to get lost. And it would feel like it was a little stressful for her. And by the time we were done with our meal, the place had really quieted down. We just like literally showed up at like the worst time, peak time. So we said, this time around, just like the last time we had gone, we went later in the day and it was much quieter. Let's learn from this mistake. Let's not go at this peak. We went at noon. Noon it's just too peak. So we wound up going at, I think we have it booked for 2 o'clock, which should be much lighter. I think they only book through 3 and then they're done. So we should be good to go. But it felt like she was a little nervous because there was so many people. Like we were in a massive line just to check in, then massive lines to go through any of the buffets. It was like really, there wasn't an empty seat in the house. So, it should be good. My dad does not play guitar, no. Yeah, so good Sunday brunch for Mother's Day. It should be good. One good thing, and my wife thought this was good, was that when I went to Home Depot today and I saw my parents in line checking out, my dad was, engaged with the cashier coming out of the gardening. I saw them, and as I walked up, my mother looked up and saw me and instantly recognized me and was like, hey, and gave me a big hug. That's a very positive sign. That's very positive. So, felt good about that. Yeah, we're wrapping it up here, right? About 2 minutes. So that was that was good. You may not remember my name, but she clearly recognized me and lit up. It was like, hey, and gave me a big hug. So, and before my dad even saw me. So, she recognized me easily, and that was like nice. That felt good. Have a good one, speaker. Yeah, let me know when you want to pick that handheld up. I threw a lot of the old stuff on it, like in Television and Coleco, and I think I even put some VIC-20 on there. Right, I went old school. Because, this isn't one of the more powerful ones, but it's got a nice big screen. Screen is gorgeous on it. It really is nice. And I found a really good theme for it, too, that I think you'll dig. So, just let me know. You guys, I can't believe it's already 9 o'clock, but it is. We're going to call it a night. No, you rock. Thanks to everybody for hanging out. If anyone contributed, always thanks for that. And Brofist, my mod squad. Hashtag Brofist, hashtag mod squad. And there you go. So I will, I think I put Coleco and Television. Definitely the VIC-20. Dad had a bit of a dementia at the end, and it's rough. No, it is rough. No, it's very rough. It's very rough. It's like, and like I told someone, I said, when you look back, you can really see it. He goes, that always happens. Hindsight is always 20/20. He's like, don't beat yourself up. He goes, no, it always happens. You're like, oh, right. When she had trouble remembering this, that should have been a sign. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that always happens, So, exactly. I'll do the, I think I got a Commodore 64 in there. I got a bunch of C64 stuff, but I don't know if I have any 128. I don't know. I definitely got some Atari 2600 and maybe 7800 in there. So, lots of awesome stuff. All right, dudes, I will see you next week. You guys have a wonderful week. We'll do it all again in a week. Check out Monday's Guitar of the Week. I just got 4 new guitars, and the question is, do I do the last guitar from the last round? I might just do that. Just do the last guitar from the last round on Monday. And then, because the first one was the PRS. The second one was the Kramer. Now we have the Nick Johnston, and then Monday's guitar. You know what? I'll just do Mondays. I purposely try to mix them up. Keep you guessing. So, you know what? Don't expect I'll just tell you, don't expect an S-style guitar on Monday. The chances of it being a Strat-style guitar, 0. Because I just did that. And I did the Kramer the week before that, right? So, kind of S guitared out. We need a single nut cut. We need some sort of something. We need something. So, check it out. Check it out on a Monday. All right. You guys have a wonderful week. I'll see you in a week. And there you go.